Being exposed to missions, being exposed to war and all that fighting that was going on, it changes you. You're not the same person.
Waleed Hamza was a 23-year-old idealistic college student when a U.S.-led coalition invaded Iraq in March of 2003 to oust dictator Saddam Hussein. Waleed and several friends volunteered to work as interpreters for the U.S. troops.
I can help my dad, I can help my family, and I can help build the country, help these guys, and we can sort things out.
Months later, Hussein was captured and his regime overthrown. A new government stepped in, throwing Iraq into a long, bloody civil war. Dozens of Waleed's friends, labeled as traitors by insurgents, were killed. Then his grandfather and father were murdered.
That just changed everything. I wanted to hurt people. I wanted to get vengeance. I wanted to avenge my dad.
Raised a Muslim, Waleed turned his anger towards God.
How could you let all my friends die? How could you let all this carnage happen?
By 2009, after 6 years of civil war, U.S. forces had begun withdrawing from Iraq. Waleed knew it was time for him to leave as well.
And people getting beheaded, tortured, all sorts of horrible stuff. It was terrifying. I got blown up a few times, almost got kidnapped. So many almost. Most of the guys that I work with, a lot of them have got hurt, got amputated, got blown up, got this and got shot, got whatever. It's only a matter of time. And just to see the country just keep deteriorating.
Waleed applied for a visa and started a new life in North Carolina. There he met Bill and Debbie, a Christian couple who opened their home to him and invited him to church. Waleed always said no. He'd long given up trying to please God.
I don't want to do anything with God. I don't want to know about him. How am I going to be rated by this God after doing all these things that I've done? It's all about the work. How much good can you do, and you're never good enough.
Finally, he agreed to go to a service with them. It wasn't what he expected.
I put my guard down and for a second, and it's like, man, this is peaceful. And I told my friend, Bill, I feel peace, feel safe here. He looked at me and smiled, and he said, like, that's good, buddy.
Soon after, Bill's wife, Debbie, introduced Waleed to a Christian woman named Hannah. She could see the burdens he carried.
He went through so much. He saw so much carnage, so much loss during the war, that when he came here, I mean, he was in a lot of ways broken.
Eventually, Waleed enlisted in the Army. After boot camp, he was assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg and got his first assignment, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Thrust back into the horrors of war, Waleed was convinced he wouldn't make it back.
I remember calling Bill, and I said, hey, man, pray for me. Pray to whoever you pray to. I don't think I'm coming back. This is completely different than Iraq. And he said, don't worry, buddy, we're praying for you.
I was praying for him, not because I thought romantically there was anything, but I thought, oh my gosh, if he dies, he doesn't know the Lord. I was praying for his salvation, and I was praying for his safety.
Having survived another war with many close calls, Waleed wasted no time asking Hannah out when he came home 6 months later.
Oh my gosh, no way, because this is never gonna work out. My faith is the most important thing to me. It is the foundation of who I am. I very nicely put him in the friend zone.
Soon after, back on base, Waleed had a dream.
Saw this white figure, it's so bright, but the silhouette of a man. I just saw his hand, and was reaching down and just said, I am. And I looked, like, what? Who are you? I woke up. I didn't understand what it was.
2 weeks later, while hanging out as friends, Waleed shared the dream with Hannah.
So I tell him, I'm like, that's Jesus. And then he becomes unhinged. He's freaking out. He starts yelling, says some choice words at me. I knew enough to know, like, God was pursuing him, and the enemy did not want him to know him. So there was that battle within him.
Although Waleed calmed down and apologized, her words stuck with him. Then a few weeks later, just before Waleed left to visit his mother in Turkey, Hannah gave him a book written by an Iranian Muslim who had come to faith in Jesus. As he read, Waleed started to understand grace and Christ's sacrifice.
It doesn't matter how much I do. That's what I understood in Islam. In Christianity, I have to do nothing. It's already been done. I just have to receive it. That's it. That was the difference. I truly felt that he was pursuing me. He was coming after me.
The next day, Waleed and his mother visited the historic Blue Mosque, and she urged him to come inside to pray.
I felt a pull on my back, and I heard, "You don't belong." And that was it for me. That was the time that I was like, okay, I'm done. I told my mom, you go pray. I'm gonna stay here. I'll wait for you outside. I just looked up and I said, okay, if you are real, I'll believe in you, but you have to do the rest.
Even as he spoke those words, Waleed knew the answer and decided to follow Christ as his savior. Back home, he went to see Hannah immediately.
He didn't say hello, he just goes, I met him. I met Jesus. And his whole countenance had changed. And I could just see that joy that he had.
Now it was Waleed who was pursuing God. A year later, through a ministry called 99 for One, he found true freedom.
Truly submitted to the Lord, confessing all these sins that I have done and start talking about it openly. That's when I got freed from all of it. It was amazing how the Lord healed me from it.
Waleed was honorably discharged from active duty in 2013. He married Hannah the following year, and they started a family. Since that time, they've served in ministry together, and Waleed started his own outreach, Redefined Warriors, aimed at helping veterans find purpose and identity through Christ.
Now I have peace. It's not the work that you do. It's what has been done. You're accepted. Doesn't matter who you are. You're already accepted.